Michael, are you listening? You need to understand what you need to say in court so that you don't end up extending your sentence or making it worse. It's already bad enough that we're a part of this mess.
Hello, William. Michael. I'll assume that you want to cut the chatter and go straight to the point. I'm Myuu, your lawyer for this upcoming trial.
You read my mind. So, what are our options?
First and foremost, I need your son to tell me the truth and nothing but the truth. Otherwise, I won't be able to figure out what the best option could possibly be. And that at this moment, I would like you to leave Mr. Afton. It'll be a private conversation between me and your son.
Alright, I'll be waiting outside then.
They will be attacking you personally to destroy your reputation. I'm here to prevent that and turn it in your favor, but I can only do that if you work with me.
This is what happened. Noah said that Andrew would be okay, that this was nothing but a harmless prank. So he pushed for it. He told us that putting my brother's head in the mouth would still be safe, and we believed him.
I see.
What will you say to him?
Learn his lessons.
No, watch it go! Bubba, let's play, come on!
I'm so sorry, Andrew. I didn't know that would happen. I thought you'd be okay. If I knew things would have gone wrong, I would never have done it.
Bubba, stop lying.
What?
You wanted me dead, Bubba. You did this to me, and now you're going to blame someone else.
Bubba, tell them the truth. Tell everyone the truth.
Michael? Are you okay? Do you need to take a minute?
I haven't been telling you the truth. It was me. I planned the entire thing out. It was my idea to bring Andrew to Fredbear. To put him inside its jaws. Oliver and Patrick told me it was a bad idea, but I just listened to Noah's encouragement instead. It's all my fault.
Thank you for being honest, Michael. I know that all of that was overwhelming to say the least, but now I can do what I need to do. In the end, Noah did encourage you, and that is no lie. So we will use that in your case, and we will avoid saying who came up with the idea. However, should the question ever arise, then merely push that though it was your idea, Noah's encouragement is what led you to acting on it. Ah, that must be the others. You've given me what I need for today, so you are free to go back with your father. Thank you for your time today, Michael.
Right. Thank you, miss. sorry.
Are you really? Are you really that sorry about this?
First, I would like to thank everyone for coming here today. We are glad to see so many family and friends gathered. Many may remember Andrew for his bright smile and warm personality, always hoping to spend time with those he cared about. Others may remember him for his kind heart, always worried about others. But I remember Andrew for everything he was. He was not only a wonderful child, but he was irreplaceable. Andrew was a loving child of myself and my wife Mia Afton, and caring brother from Michael Afton, now joining his sister Elizabeth Afton in the afterlife, where we can only hope they are enjoying playing together once again. I wrote something down for this, as I wanted to make sure I remembered everything I wanted to tell you all today. Andrew was born into our family 10 years ago. He was the youngest of the family, but always wanted to play with his oldest siblings, constantly joining them in their adventures. He learned from a young age to always wear a smile thanks to his sister Elizabeth, and would always hide behind his older brother Michael when scared, looking up to each other. He never failed to listen to his mother Mia, and would bring her the most wonderful of things he found while exploring outside. His heart was always large, and I could not have asked for a better son. I just hope he always knows that from where he is now. There's now an open mic for anybody who would want to speak. However, you do not have to unless you would like to.
I know that not everyone here today knows me that well, so I want to introduce myself. My name is Charlie. I was Andrew's friend and cousin. I always played with him when we visited so he wouldn't be alone, and every time it amazed me how brightly he could smile. Even if he lost a game against me, he would just congratulate me instead. I'm going to miss him. I'm sure everyone will, but we can always remember him for his smile.
Hello, my name is Irene. I was Andrew's teacher for the past while now. He was a wonderful student to have and was always so sweet. I remember every time he got the chance, he would be creating a new art piece to give to his family. There was even one day I was feeling a bit down, and so he made one for me. It stays on my desk to this day. He was a light that I will truly never forget.
Now with the open mic over, we would like to welcome you all to watch some memories with us, and once again, thank you all for coming.
I am so sorry for your loss, William. You know we are always here if you need someone.
And you know we are here as well if you ever need us.
Yeah, you can always count on us to be here for you, William. You know what? Screw that.
So sorry about everything. I know it must be tough.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Jeez, sounding pretty bad there. I'm sure it'll get better. I mean, life goes, right? There should be brighter days ahead.
I guess so.
See? Now you're getting it. Anyways, glad to properly meet you. Sorry the setting isn't great.
Right, well, I guess it's nice, but, wait. What's your...
Well, there goes my family. Gotta go. See you around, emo boy. Until next time.
What a strange... girl? I don't know.
You're smiling? I'm glad. I've always loved your smile, Bubba. Do you want to see mine?
I wish I could.
But you can't, Bubba. I'm right here.
Renee, how's he holding up?
I can't reach him, Evan. He's deep, lost in his own thoughts. Even I can't reach him.
You should go grab something to eat. Please eat something at least. I'll take it from here. Don't worry.
Okay. But don't leave him alone by himself, alright?
I won't. I promise. Are you doing okay? I'm sorry, Michael, that this all happened to you and your family. I know how much you and your family are grieving right now. I wish there was just something I could do to make you feel better.
It's my fault. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I did this. I'm such a horrible brother.
Michael, you're not a bad brother. I know you aren't. What happened back then, it wasn't your fault.
No, it was. It was my fault. It was my job as a big brother to protect him, to keep him safe. But I failed. All because of that stupid prank we just had to pull. It's all my fault. If it wasn't for that damn prank, he wouldn't have been killed.
Look at me, Michael. Look at me. Michael, did your prank have anything to do with the way Andrew died?
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, I swear. I didn't mean to hurt him. I didn't know I would do that. I didn't know Fredbear was gonna bite his head off. I didn't know. You were right, Evan. I should have listened to you. I was so stupid to do something like that to him. Andrew gave me nothing but his love for me, and I...
Hey, I'm sure you didn't mean for this to happen. I know you. I know you're not evil enough to let this happen on purpose. You're a good person, Michael. You and I both know it. If you had known that was gonna happen, you would have stopped it, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be here crying, full of regret and guilt either.
I guess.
Just let it out, Mike. I'll listen.
There are things that I recently found out from my parents about Andrew.
What kind of things?
Andrew, he saw everything about what happened to Elizabeth, from the way she died, the blood, everything. It was horrible. Because of that, Andrew had to go see a therapist. He was regressing mentally back to a 6-year-old to cope with her loss. For the longest time, I thought he was just doing all of this. It was his way of being cute so Mom and Dad wouldn't notice him more. Not that it was an actual cause that they needed to keep an eye on for his condition.
But you didn't know, did you? You shouldn't blame yourself.
That's the thing, Evan. If I did know, then maybe I would have been a better brother to him. Maybe I wouldn't have treated Andrew so badly, and I would have been nicer to him, just like before, and maybe none of this would have happened. I still remember how close we were before. If only I could make it up to him and apologize.
You shouldn't beat yourself up so much about this. I'm sure Andrew has already forgiven you. He loves you. He knows how sorry you feel that this all happened. Good night, Michael. Sleep well.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Edelin.
Court is now in session for the case of State v. Afton. Opening statements may be given.
Today we are here due to the tragic death of Andrew Afton, a boy who was only 10 years old at the time of his death. However, Andrew did not die of some tragic disease, a natural cause, or any form of what a young boy should. Instead, his life was taken from him. Taken by 4 juveniles pulling some form of prank. And one is here today under the charge of the manslaughter due to this. That individual is known as Michael Afton, the defendant, who, mind you, was not only caught on the CCTV cameras lifting the younger boy into the jaws of the Fredbear animatronic, but is the defendant's own brother. And I am here today to prove to you his guilt. I rest my statement, Your Honor.
Hello, Judge, jury, and others within this room. My client Michael Afton has indeed been charged with manslaughter against his own brother, but I am here to prove to you that he did no such thing. Earlier it was mentioned by Mr. Jackson that there were CCTV cameras that caught the incident on tape. And while this is true, those cameras have no audio and therefore are unable to paint the whole picture for you all. Throughout this trial, I would like to prove to you that it was not Michael who committed these wrongs, but rather he was persuaded into doing so by external forces that pushed his hand to commit such an act. No loving family member would ever put another in harm's way knowing it could result in such consequences as mental or physical harm. Michael has always loved his little brother dearly, and so my client would never do such a thing willingly. He was coerced into his actions, and so... My client pleads innocent in the face of the law, and I hope you all see it this way too after the evidence has been shown to you all. I rest my statement.
With both statements given, it is now time to move into evidence examination and witness testimony. The defense has chosen to go second, and therefore, Mr. Jackson will be presenting his case first.
Your Honor, the state calls Charlotte Emily to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, under pains and penalties of perjury?
I swear.
Then you may be seated.
Now, Miss Emily, is it true that you were the last person seen with the victim before the defendant and his acquaintances showed up?
Yes, I was with Andrew before everything happened.
And you were to witness Michael treating his brother poorly during this time, yes?
Yes, when Michael and the other three showed up, they weren't being nice to Andrew. Michael even pulled him away from me to forcefully take him.
And so you would say Michael was willing to put his brother in harm's way then, Miss Emily?
I think so, yeah. He hasn't been nice to Andrew at all when I see the two together.
Thank you, Miss Emily. That is all I have to ask of you. I will pass the witness to the defense.
Miss Emily, though you have stated that you were witness to Michael and Andrew being together, was Andrew Afton still alive when you last saw them together at that moment?
Yes?
And in what room did you last see the two together while at the pizzeria?
They were in the arcade room.
And did you ever see Michael leave the room with Andrew? Or did you witness the events of the bite as it happened?
Well, no. I wasn't there when that happened.
And so, can you confirm something was not said to Michael between when you last saw the two together and the time of the incident?
No. I wouldn't know what happened as I was in the bathroom.
That is all, thank you. I will be passing back the witness.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Michael Afton to the stand, please. Now, Mr. Afton, is it true that you were the one to lift the victim into the jaws that led to his death?
Yes, but the others were...
But did they lift him up?
No.
Understood. Thank you for being clear in your answers. And, Mr. Afton, whose idea was it for this deadly prank you all pulled?
It was... It was... It was Noah. Noah told me about it. He said it would be funny, just a harmless prank. I didn't know he would be hurt like that. I didn't want him to die. I just want my brother back.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I request to approach the stand.
Permission granted. You may now approach.
Michael, may I ask why you would listen to Noah and follow through with this choice?
I wanted him to like me. We were friends. He was always respected. I wanted to be able to stay near him, and so I just listened. When he told me something, I did. When he encouraged me to do something, I agreed. I just wanted to be accepted by him, to get his approval.
And when you were lifting your brother, during this time, did Noah say anything to you?
Yes, he told me to do it, to be the one to lift my little brother.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
And does the jury have any questions for this witness?
If this idea was not yours, why would you listen to Noah until the very end, even when the other two individuals began to believe the idea was a bad one?
Because I thought if I listened to Noah, I would seem cool to the others. He was the leader, and just like them, I wanted to believe he was right about it all. That he knew better than the other two. But I was wrong. So wrong.
Understood. That is all I wish to ask then, Your Honor.
Well then, seeing as there is no more response, then you are free to go and sit back down, Mr. Afton. Thank you very much for your testimony. As this is the state's final witness, the defense may now call upon their witness.
I call Oliver Sanders to the stand. Mr. Sanders, is it true that you could hear the conversation before the accident?
Yes, I was standing right next to them, so I could hear.
And during the conversation, did Noah tell Michael to commit the acts?
Yes, before they lifted him up, Noah told Michael to do it alone.
And during this time of the victim being lifted up, did you try to intervene?
Correct. I said that was going too far.
And what happened when you told Mr. Afton this?
Noah pushed me away so I couldn't stop him, reassuring Michael it was okay to continue.
Now that we have confirmed you were unable to hear the conversation due to distance, I wish to ask what you were able to see from your location.
I was able to see the four boys, the one with the black hair and Freddy mask. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he kept smiling. It was irking and had some kind of sinister feel to it, and any time I saw that smile go away, it was only to see him laugh. That kid gave me the creeps, so I couldn't help but stare.
And did you see what happened to Noah Williams after the incident when everyone was being told to leave?
Not at first. I was on a date, and my boyfriend was trying to block my view. But once we were outside, I caught a glance of him covered in blood while running away. He seemed to be trying to get out of the area before the police came, but I can't be sure.
That is all my questions, Your Honor. Passing the witness to the plaintiff.
I have no questions, Your Honor. The witness may be passed.
As there are no further questions, you are free to go. Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Kanome. Now is time for the rebuttal before jury instructions. The plaintiff has the floor first and may begin now.
Jury, I look to you and say yes. Even though Noah Williams may be guilty, that does not mean Mr. Afton is innocent. They are both at hand for the death of the victim. Do not let your judgments be clouded by these sweet words of those around you. And though sworn in, do we really trust a juvenile such as Mr. Afton to tell the truth? Please remember the seriousness of this trial and do not fall for such an act.
I would like to say Mr. Jackson is correct. This is indeed a very serious trial, as the life of a young man hangs in the balance. And so, I ask you to listen to the evidence and reason. Time and time again, each witness has proven that my client was manipulated by Noah. That Mr. Williams was the true mastermind behind the plan while my client was merely a pawn at his disposal to some sick game. If you want to be angry about the loss of a child's death, do not blame the wrong person. Think wisely and make the correct choice in the end.
Now, given this case is that of the criminal variety, you must all come to a consensus with one result. This may take as long as you all need, but 100% of the jury must vote on one way or the other. Should you believe the defendant, they would be charged with manslaughter. This means that through his intentions were not to kill his brother, he was still at fault for doing so and had planned the leading up actions ahead of time. However, should the defendant be found not guilty of the original charge, then he may be charged with an alternative crime to which may be asked about during jury meeting, or declared completely innocent of all charges. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good then. We will move on with this closing statement from both sides.
I ask you all, would you want a dangerous person on the streets able to harm those you care for? What would you do if your child had to be the one tormented by this reckless teenager, taken from you in such dreadful manner? We know for a fact that Michael was the one to lift his brother even if told to do so. Who's to say he won't just listen to the next bad idea told to him? He is out of control and needs to be locked away, not only for the safety of others, but also himself. So don't let this boy back you out where he could only cause more damage, and remember the pain others have gone through due to him. I rest my case, Your Honor.
I understand you all may be worried about a delinquent willing to cause more harm. But if you have seen anything in this courtroom, it is that Michael Afton is no such person. Here you saw not only the regret on this boy's face, but the sadness in his voice as he spoke on that very stand. Well, yes, those who are dangerous must be locked away. My client is not one of these people. He is a kid who made friends with the wrong person and recently lost someone important to him due to this. With each word said and all evidence given, there is nothing but confirmation of his innocence. That my client was manipulated by someone with greater malice into committing such acts that he did. This boy loves his brother and just desires to stay with his remaining family. Are you really going to be the person to stop them from doing so? I ask for you to not only use your brain, but use your heart in the decision you make today. Follow what you know to make the right choice. Thank you all for your time today, as I rest my case.
And with that, the case is now in recess. The jury may leave to make their deliberation, and all others may step out who are not needed during this time. And with that closing of State v. Afton, I now open the case of State v. Williams. Please bring in the defendant. I believe that the jury has come to a unanimous agreement on the case that has been presented to them.
May the jury foreperson please rise?
How does the jury find the defendant?
In the case of State v. Sanders and the State v. Foster on account of aiding and abetting / accessory, we, the jury, find the defendants not guilty and are both innocent of all charges. In the case of State v. Afton, on the charge of 1 negligent manslaughter, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. However, given the new evidence presented in court, we, the jury, have decided that the defendant is guilty of aiding and abetting / accessory. In the case of State v. William, on count of 1 negligent manslaughter, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. However, much like in the case of State v. Afton, we, the jury, find Noah Williams guilty of an alternative charge. On the count of first-degree murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Thank you for your service, jurors. You are now free to leave while the sentences are given. Having heard and seen the evidence given by both prosecutor and defendant for all cases presented to me today, as well as hearing the verdict from the jury, I have come to a decision that the following sentences are just. Mr. Sanders and Mr. Foster, you both are free to go as you have been found innocent. A word of advice for you youngsters, however. Choose carefully who you spend your time with. Mr. Afton, you have been charged with aiding and abetting / accessory. Your record will be sealed until you are an adult, where the record will be expunged with the fine of $5,000. You can thank your attorney for this agreement, as it saved you from not only jail time, but a permanent mark on your record. Mr. Williams, you seemed like a young man with a bright future ahead of you. However, with your charge of first-degree murder, I hereby sentence you to 25 years in prison. As you are still a juvenile, you will be spending the next few years in juvenile mental institution until you turn 18 to hopefully help your mind. Once you are an adult, you'll be moved to an adult prison for the remainder of your sentence. Only then will you be eligible for parole. Court is now adjourned. Thank you everyone for your time.
Why don't we meet with your family outside?
Did you hear what happened?
I heard they aren't friends anymore.
Noah isn't attending school anymore. I wonder why.
He's so alone now. Maybe they got caught doing something together.
I heard Michael and Noah broke up or something.
Really? I didn't even know they were dating. I thought he was with that Renee chick.
Why can't everyone just shut up?
Are you ready to go to class, Michael?
Yeah, let's go.